What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's a beautiful day here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Got the sunroof up, not open, but at least some sunshine coming in. I haven't done, this is a little Lampy Rambling. I haven't done one of these in a while. And there's a question that I've been on my commutes back and forth or whatever that I've been kind of, I don't know if like struggling to answer, but like processing, because it's a question that I've been asked this in a few different ways, but also it's just a question that gets asked. I hear it asked on podcasts and little interviews and things like that, and in comment sections. And pertaining to lighting and lighting design is, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And I think that's kind of where, as a designer, but also just as a even creative person, there's always that you kind of do a thing, then okay, well, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And it's a question I've been talking to myself about for probably, the better part of a month and a half. Kind of like, yeah, what is next? And I think to have a good idea of what is actually next, you have to have a really good pulse and idea of where we are at currently. So part of what I've been like trying to pay attention to and look at and be able to articulate and think about is, where are we at currently? And I think, I don't know if we're like in the middle of, or where we're at in like the timeline, but I do think that we are very much in the era of video. And because there's video everywhere, LED tiles everywhere, and I've seen so many dealers and integration companies advertising specifically to churches, hey, let's sell you an LED wall, buy an LED wall. And I'm not trying to say that that's like bad. I think it's great. I think honestly LED and video is a great use of resources, because it offers a number of different ways of presenting your stage, whether it's with visuals, but also you can have some scenic elements, you can have gradients, there's so big video walls in general are so versatile in what you can do with them. And so I do think it's a great investment. However, I bump around to different, churches that are live. My algorithm will feed me, hey, this church is live, particularly obviously on Sundays, like, this church is live, and I'll pop on and I'll look at it, or I'll see a number of different, like just pictures of churches that pop on my feed. And pretty much the thing that they all have in common is this big upstage video wall. And if you're into that kind of thing, I'm not here to dump on it or anything. I am just saying I don't think it's a bad thing, but it is something that is becoming, to me, it's becoming the wood palette set design of several years ago. And what I mean by that is, like, it's just becoming the thing that is almost like a standard. Like, it's just gonna be there. Like, it's like upstage video wall, and you got to put lights around it and figure out a way to do it. And I've seen it used in a lot of interesting ways. I've seen basically a head-on shot of the pastor in the like sermon illustrations, or like lower third, that would normally be lower third, comes up on the wall behind them. Oh, that's interesting. So I think all that to be said, I think we're very firmly in the age of video. And more specifically, just the big upstage video wall. And in terms of lighting, is like, okay, we're placing lights around that. But is like, are we doing beams? Are we doing spots? Are we doing washes? And I think the answer to that is yes, to all of that. I think we're also, from a lighting perspective, in the age of, I gotta be careful, in the age of give me everything that you got, but also more leaning towards wash. I think it's still like the wash look has definitely made its rounds and made its way, because one, it's a very big look, it's a very strong look, and it can be a very useful look when it comes to camera shots. And I think more and more, I think now more than ever, churches are leveraging streaming and really like capturing for video, and big wash looks look awesome on camera. And particularly when you're like, it's on the sides or you have a big video wall, and some of the gobo looks just don't cut through the way either a beam would, or a zoomed in wash would, or even just a wash in general. It would cut through a video wall. It kind of accents it a little bit better. So I think we're in the age of like, give me everything. Give me a spot, give me a wash, give me a batten fixture, give me some M strikes or some JDC ones, give me some Jolt 300s, give me all of those. I'm going to use all of them because they all have their own little problem they solve. But so again, that's where I think we are at currently, is we're in a video heavy, more on the washy side from a lighting perspective. But really, video is a big driver of the overall design and the overall look of everything. So, okay, where we're going, I don't know. And this is where I'm like, I think this is more of a discussion in the comments, is where do y'all think we're going? I think where we're at is video and washy. And I think what's going to happen, I think what we're going to see in the next maybe, couple years, there's going to be a shift from the big upstage video wall, because I think early adopters of that are going to, one, either are already tired of it or are going to be. And you're going to see more, you're going to see video, you're still going to see video. I don't think we're ever going to go away from video, but I think you're going to see less of the big upstage screen and more video taking more of a scenic, a primarily scenic role. And I still think there's going to be some need for like a larger upstage surface for things like video playback, sermon support, things like that. So I think there's going to be an element of that, but not like how we've seen, not like a big upstage video wall. I think shapes are going to be more of a thing. I think you're going to start seeing more angular things, maybe more triangular, or maybe some curves, but you're going to see more of like a 16:9 shape, or 16:9 screen being kind of masked into a shape of LED, like an LED, like a triangular, like sort of LED wall, that you kind of scale in a 16:9 screen for like playback or sermon support, things like that. And in terms of lighting, again, I think it's very much still going to be a give me everything. We're in this really awesome age where LED technology has come to a place where I think LED technology and just moving light technology in general has gotten to a place where you have the output, but also you have all of the other bells and whistles that come with it, like really great zoom range, color mixing, again, the brightness of the source, that it has made something like that super accessible to, you know, way more churches that normally probably wouldn't be able to afford moving lights with that feature set. And also, we're like, I mean, you're in the age of like JDC M strikes is a revolutionary fixture, that type. Chorus lines of like just a batten fixture that tilts but also zooms. So you have like the Valero Wave, you have the Pixel Curve, you have those fixtures that are crazy versatile. And so I think you might see more of that, because I don't know. It's one of those things. Anyway, it's up for discussion, because you're seeing what happens is like, I'm seeing a designer going, no, give me a fixture that has all the things, because I only want to hang, if I'm going to hang 40 lights, I only want to hang 40 lights of one type of fixture, or 40 lights of one type and 40 lights of another type. Or you're going to have that designer that's like, no, I want this option, and I want this option, and I want this. Like, this fixture does this really well, this fixture does this really well, and this fixture does this really well, and this fixture does this really well. And you're going to have this aggregate that they use beautifully. I see it all through my algorithm. Is I'll see one picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing, and it's all gobos and everything like that. And then the next one, same stage, but it's all washes and these like Valero Waves or Pixel Curve type fixtures. And then there's another one where it's like a combination of the two, plus all of these like old school blinders. So I think it's like, no, give me everything, because they exist and they're affordable and I can get them. And so I think there's both and. So all that to be said, where are we headed? Not a clue. I have some opinions and some thoughts for sure. But yeah, it's like, it's kind of in this give me everything, or are we going to stick with washi? Are we going to, you know, because even in the washi looks, that really hasn't taken a front seat like I would have thought it would have even a couple of years ago. It's there for sure, it's there, but there is still, you know, there's still profile fixtures, there's still aerial effects with gobos and everything like that. There's still beams, there's still this desire for beamy looks and aerial effects that those types of like washi fixtures just don't do. So anyway, Lampy Rambling, back at it. Thanks everybody.